Hello.
Hello.
Wow, welcome back, everyone. This is episode 24 of the NgoVo Convo One Piece Review Podcast episodes. We're two stupids. Make a hype.
Hype.
I don't know if it's hype. It's going to be long today.
Oh, it's been hype.
Yeah,
What do you mean? It's
hype.
hype for me. Was this not hype for you?
You're a fan now. Oh, my goodness. But I'm one of your hosts, Veronica Vo, and I'm joined by Harrison No. He's over there. That way. Also, I'm injured, so these next couple ones will be...
She'll be complaining the entire time.
Yeah, I'll be complaining. It's fine. But if you're new here, we both just want an excuse to talk about anything that ranges from anime to comics. But also, we're just trying to clean up our never-ending backlog with an asterisk on these episodes because they're Harrison's backlog.
Yeah.
But also, some would say it's two people. It's Harrison and I. Veronica and Harrison. Two people conversing.
Like NgoVo Convo and NgoVo Convo spot right above there. You did throw me off. You got it. I was expecting it, but
Yay. You can watch every episode on YouTube or listen to it as a podcast by searching NgoVo Convo on your podcast service of choice. We're everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. Just search it up. But comment down below if you don't see us somewhere. And we'll figure it out. But in these episodes, usually you're going to either be a fan, you're reading along, you're rewatching, you're reading. So if you're this far into our series...
And you haven't seen One Piece or know anything about it, you found us by accident.
Yeah.
So just go to the beginning and just go from there.
Go from episode 1 and then go from there. See, watch Harrison's journey. But today, we're actually going to be talking about Dressrosa. So, it's chapter... So, this is kind of like the longest range where it's no, like, breaks. Like, you can't break it apart. We'll talk about it. But yeah, reading-wise, it's chapters 700 to 801. I don't know about anime-wise, but it's a whole arc.
629 to 746. 118 episodes.
Wow. But yeah, so if you are caught up rereading it, join us. We don't do non-spoilers here. We kind of just go right into it, into the nitty-gritty stuff. I've been thinking about this all day, and this is a long one.
It's a long one.
It's really long. It had a lot of
She made me rush this. She really made... She's like, it's so long, but you got to read as fast as you can.
Yeah. I mean, you did promise me.
No?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. But listen, he stopped at the most awkward moment. He pulled a Veronica.
We'll talk about it
Yeah.
once we get to that spot. Because yes.
But he did pull a Veronica. And what I usually do is just stop right before the hype. So, there's that. But yeah, Dressrosa is the country of love, passion, and toys. That's basically how they introduced this
really?
arc. Yeah.
I did not pay attention. I read it probably, but I did not register.
But yeah, this is basically all about Doflamingo, which I know you were super curious about in the last couple arcs, but finally he's here.
Definitely pre-time skip. He was sussy. Yeah.
But Harrison, let's actually do some pros and cons. Since this was a super long arc, we couldn't really break it up. Let's start with your cons. Where did your cons go for this arc?
I think the con... I know Veronica keeps saying it, and it's probably the length, but not saying that that's bad. It's just there's a lot going on. Yeah. But I think my issue was... My only thing I can go back to a lot, and it's kind of why I paused, was in the middle of it, they kept jumping back and forth on a lot. They had to get the perspective on this is when they started rebelling, or the idea of it, right? Mm-hmm. It's the beginning of how the plan starts rolling, and you just have to give perspectives on where people are at. And I keep doing this because that's how it felt.
Well, even there was going to be a couple of chapters, and then it maps out where everyone is, and it kept doing that. Which is I think that's a good con for this arc.
Yeah, but that's just like, I get it. It reminded me of the what's that arc? It's the one that Alabasta.
Yes.
It jumped to show where people. It felt like it was very noticeable. I think that's what it is. It was very noticeable.
Yeah.
Versus they do this a lot. Everyone splits up. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. But
That's kind of just like the thing.
it's just the thing. It's just how One Piece does their thing, right?
Yeah.
You have to give the spotlight. You get to see the team ups and all this stuff, and it's fine. It's just this one just felt dragged at some point, but it was fine. That's the only con I have, honestly.
A fun fact, but Dressrosa was just one afternoon.
It was.
Yep.
It was. Well, it started technically that morning, right? When the news had to break with the newspaper, so technically it's one day.
Yeah, one day.
But the big events was
Like
the
in
afternoon.
the afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Which I would argue, you say it's hard to split up. You can split it in half on this one.
Sort of.
Pre-Coliseum, post-Coliseum.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
But
Pre and post.
the Coliseum, okay, we'll get into it.
Well, we can go.
Yeah,
No,
but no,
actually-
let me say. So my pros though, actually no, I'll just say the con because the pro is the story itself.
The
Let's be real.
pro's the story, right?
Yeah, everything like when it was hype, it got really hype.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, this is insane, holy shit! And I will give my thoughts on each part when you get to it.
If I even get through it. We'll see. But yeah, let's just start off with Caesar. They have to like drop him off. Basically, Law and Luffy in their alliance.
Alliance, yeah.
Yeah, friendship. They agreed that if Doflamingo, if he like dropped out as like a warlord and as the king of Dressrosa, that he would get Caesar back. And they had to meet up at this point, basically, to drop Caesar off. That actually just goes to shit, honestly.
Instantly, off the bat.
Instantly.
They fell for it.
Yeah. But it's interesting because you get the news that Doflamingo has the flame fruit, who happens to used to be Ace's fruit, basically. And when I first read this, I was like, oh my god, what is going on?
Like, how does that work?
How does this work? But they explain it as like when someone dies and they like digested like a devil fruit, it just regrows and it regrows somewhere else.
It's almost as if it like
regenerates, basically.
Regenerates, yeah.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, it was funny because I read that spot and I was next to my wife at the time. I was like, how does this work? The flames already happened. Blah, 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 blah. And she just looks at me and she's like, keep reading.
Couple chapters later.
It was literally just a few pages.
A
couple pages. I'm like, or it was the next chapter.
Yeah.
And it was at the very beginning. I'm like, oh, that's how that works. Oh, okay.
Okay. But yeah, so technically what Harrison said, there are split into like 3 teams, basically. One's like guarding the boat,
yes.
which has like all the cowardly people. So it has like Brooke, Nami, and like Chopper. One's delivering Caesar, which is like Law and Luffy. Oh wait, no, yeah, Luffy and like Robin and Usopp
are together. Yes.
Yeah, and then there's like destroying the factory and like rescuing like the samurai, which is like Franky, basically. Franky and
This
Zoro.
happened off the bat?
No, I'm just naming it all out. Yeah, it did happen off the bat. Couple chapters in.
Okay.
They did split.
Yes, they did split. You're right. Oh yeah, well, because Luffy wanted to go for the tournament to get the fruit, right? Yeah, that's what it was.
Which was like a trap, basically.
It was all a trap because essentially that was to lure Luffy, and then the drop off was to lure Law to get Caesar into essentially deliver.
Yeah. But toys are humans. Toys can talk. Toys have emotions here for some strange reason. We'll get into that later. But yeah, so Harrison's right. There's 3 different teams. They're scattered literally like everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, Luffy wants the flame fruit. So Luffy does enter into the tournament. But what does Franky say? Franky's like, be careful.
But it's the tournament arc. What do you mean? This is when I started just reading super fast.
Super fast.
I mean, what? No, Veronica made me read
You
really
love
fast.
tournament arcs. I knew this would like
I was
reel
a
you
sucker.
in.
I started this. I was like, wait, and I like paused, and I think I messaged our group, and I was like, this is a tournament arc.
Yeah.
This is so cool. You have my full attention.
But I just love how like his crew just knows that Luffy's just gonna like
Mess something up.
Yeah, mess something up. So Franky's kind of like the dad. He's like, be careful, lay low. He like kind of just tells him. I thought it was really funny when Luffy was trying to sign his name up, and he goes, "It's Lucy."
Yeah, Lucy. Can I also say it was just funny to see everyone in a costume that went into town.
Into town.
Because like Sanji and Zoro were in suits, or along with what's his name, the samurai guy. Holy shit. Kinemon, yeah.
Yeah.
They all just
he made them the suits and everything, and the mustache and everything. That was really funny. But yeah, thoughts on the tournament? A, B, C, and D.
That was really cool. Like, there
was a lot of characters that came back.
They had to. Yeah, I think.
And introduce.
They introduced a lot.
Yeah.
They had to connect a lot of like people, like what they do, how the connection with certain things. It was cool. I was like, damn, this is wild.
Yeah. But we meet Rebecca. That's where.
Rebecca.
That's who is important.
Yeah. She is the Nami stand-in, right?
Yes. You kept saying that, and I was like, huh. Yeah.
You look at her. You look at the art, and you're like, huh. Yeah, it just looks like
the
Nami.
The plot thickens. But it's really funny. A lot of people were connected back to Luffy. Oda just does this thing with connections. What'd you think about the old man and how he had like a revenge
against
Garp?
Garp, because Garp's the one that messed up his little head.
Yeah, his little pointy head.
Then he's like, oh, because you're Garp's grandson, I will take my anger out on you too.
I love how he was like, curse the next 3 generations.
and it happened.
And it did happen.
It's in progress.
But someone does return from the past.
Who?
Oh my gosh. Did you expect him to come back?
Wait, who?
Bellamy?
No, I actually did not. No, I did not.
I know you freaked out a little bit.
I did. I forgot. Yeah. Bellamy was in the tournament. That's right. Mm-hmm. Forgot. I did not expect it, but it also makes sense because he worked under Doflamingo. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like any of the new characters?
There's one unexpectedly funny character that I really like too.
Which one?
Hold on. It's the what's his name? It's the Bartholomew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bartholomew, and he was just like, they painted him in such like a menacing. He's like, oh gosh, this guy's strong. Oh no, he's gonna mess up Luffy so bad, just to find out he's the biggest fanboy.
He's a super fan.
Super fan. I was like, this is awesome.
His devil fruit is like really OP.
It is though.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh shoot, yeah. If Luffy and him fight, really it's all over.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's gonna be super difficult. Didn't have to fight whatsoever.
Didn't have to fight. I mean,
because it was barrier. It's like barrier.
It's like the barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So obviously, like Luffy, there's pirates in this city. And as pirates do, they do attract the navy again.
Yeah, as one does, yeah.
As one does. You meet another admiral, which is really cool. Fujitora is like a really cool admiral, I think. He was introduced as the the gambler guy.
Yes. Yeah.
He throws, rocks.
The quote. Oh, he's blind, but he's not really. Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
I was actually like scared about him because there wasn't much about him, and I was like, this guy's menacing. I don't know what's going on.
He's mysterious at first.
He's mysterious, yeah.
Yeah, super mysterious. But yeah, let's switch over to Sanji. This woman-loving man, as usual, gets caught by Violet.
Oh yes.
And he is just like
Smitten.
he's just a lover in this arc. Forget Nami, get Violet.
Forget. Yeah, it really is like that. Oh my gosh.
But I think that's really. I thought the Sanji Violet situation was really cool. Just because you kind of see how Sanji acts, because he has like the observation hockey.
Yes.
And I just love that like Oda just made sure that his observation hockey was just towards women. It's not even towards Zoro. Who cares
Nope.
about Luffy? Like,
Nope.
it's always Nami and Robin, and now Violet. Yeah. What'd you think about the fairies?
I love reading their lines. It was just so funny because
Isn't
it was pretty cute, and it was just like one of those like, I don't know. Sidebar: do you have when you read? Do you have a voice in your head?
Yeah.
Apparently some people don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so weird. I
That's
don't
weird.
understand that. But when I'm reading their like every line is just like tiny voices,
Yes.
and
I
it's
have
super
tiny voices
like,
too.
and it's super lispy. I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean, like how they talk. It's
Yeah.
really funny, and I can't wait to. I know like in the anime, it's probably gonna be like really, very high pitched voices. So, yeah,
You're not there yet, but
I'm not. No,
no.
soon.
But the fairies were pretty cool. I like how
Yeah.
they steal stuff, especially Zoro's sword.
Yeah, they just
That
straight
man is
up
like,
booked it.
yeah.
They stole all
Okay.
3, I think, right? I think that's what it was.
No, they stole
Or
one.
only
I
the
think
one. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But like
No, they stole the white one. I think
the
that's
white
what it was.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
The important one,
yeah.
the one that he really wants.
I think Kinemon was like, how? What?
What's going on?
But they gave like the best plot moment too, with Robin.
You like the plot moment of where they were sewed in. Robin and that's where I was going next. I was like, Usopp and Robin got lucky and got sewed in.
Wait, so because at this point, because Robin and Usopp was with.
They were with
Law.
Law, and then they like went into the forest because I think they split up there at Green Bay.
Yes, that's right.
Because when they crossed the bridge and they like survived those like fishies,
Yes.
fish whales or whatever, they did another split, and then it just so happened that like Robin and Usopp just got kidnapped by the fairies.
Yeah.
Slash
at that
saved because the Navy were there too.
Yeah, that's when they reveal Fujitora is like from the Navy,
Yeah.
and then Doflamingo double crossed.
Yes. It's all a trap. It's all coming back to you.
It just kept going. No, it was
I
just like one of those,
know.
it just kept happening. I was like, this is a snowball effect.
I was rereading this and I was like, how am I containing all this information again?
No, and this is like reading it for me, and I'm sure for you rereading it, but we both read it when it's already all out.
Yeah.
I bet you on a weekly basis, this was already like kind of wild.
I'm sure people start forgetting.
Yes.
Yeah. You should ask your wife about that. I think she was weekly for a while now.
Yeah, I think.
But she might have just bulked read
I
it.
think she said here was bulk, but I don't remember. Yeah.
I mean, this is like a really long arc. But yeah, the plot of Robin. Weren't some of those fairies lucky?
They don't even know it.
I love how they're like, oh, little people. Robin's like, they're so cute.
Robin is like the most, coming from where we saw her at the very beginning, and I will continue to say this, she's so fun to read. She's so fun to see, like, act
Her
and react.
character growth is great.
Where she's at now is just the funniest thing ever.
I think Oda has said it once, but she's like socially awkward.
She is social. Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's actually what it is. Because I was like, but it's not even like in a cringe way. It's like in an endearing, like naive way.
Yeah. But also in like a depressing way. Because some of her lines are like super depressing.
It's super depressing, but it's like she just says it. And you're just like, oh, God.
Don't you just love it how Usopp's like, don't say that.
It's like, and it's just seeing her reactions are just so good. It's just weird coming from like she was a villain, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Also like actually really smart, but then this.
Yeah.
At
I
the
know
same
what
time.
you mean. But it's just
Yeah.
like kind of like how Robin, like that's her package now.
Yeah.
Like she's
It's
just all around super smart, but like the things she says.
sometimes super out of pocket.
Yeah. She just loves cute things. And I think that's why she
Yes.
loves like Chopper a
Mhm.
lot, because Chopper's just so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the boat, the ship situation, the whole Brook, Nami, Chopper, Momo. I thought that was an interesting part, because I don't think at this point we've never seen the crew actually split up outside of like an island. Like they've always split up in an island and like left together.
Yeah.
But at this point in this situation, like
Well,
they had to like leave.
no, I'd say
well,
Thor-
besides the
Thor
time
bark.
skip and throw
Well,
the
no,
bark. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them still stayed on the ship.
Yeah. But I mean, like, adventure wise, like when they hit an island, typically they're always together. And they always, like, they leave together.
Oh, okay, okay,
Like,
I get what you
leave,
mean.
like, you know.
You skipped. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Because at this point, I thought they were just staying on a ship and they were fighting someone.
Yeah, they were finding that old lady that turns them into toys. Or not toys, into art.
Art.
Looking art.
Art.
Dude, they made Chopper look so ugly at this point.
I think Oda just kind of went ham. Honestly, at
He
this
was
point.
like, let's just make everyone into art. But yeah, I'm kind of happy that they put Brooks there, because I think Nami and Chopper really needed that
Art.
for the art.
Art. Sometimes when they handle, like when he has them handle certain situations unexpected, and I'm all here for it. It's really good.
It is really good. But also scary, because at this point I was like, what's going on? Who's getting captured? There's too much things moving around, especially in Dressrosa.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you like the plan? The plan to like destroy the toy factory and like basically save Dressrosa and like the samurai. That was kind of like the main objective of Dressrosa.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. I mean, I figured it was like the next step. I actually found it really interesting to see. So going back to toys, they introduced Soldier, and it was like the most.
Yes.
He was at the time when I was reading. I was like, this is really interesting because it seems like he's kind of self-aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
But why is no one else? It's like one of this what happened to everyone else stuff. I'm confused.
Yeah. The one-legged toy soldier. That was a
Yeah.
Franky.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a cool thing to figure out that Dressrosa had like the Forgottens and like the Forgetters.
It was
When
so
they started
sad.
like doing that, I was like, no way.
I was like, okay, now this is messed up.
No.
I think it was like just part of the course where every time with this arc, because of how Doflamingo is, everything that seems nice is actually messed up in some sort of fashion.
Yeah. But here is where we start getting into like the 2-on-1s, the 1-on-1s,
Oh, fights? Okay.
the
yeah.
fights, all the fights. Did you ever think that Law was just gonna like die at some point? He was having it rough this arc. Especially
couple
with Law
times I did.
Law versus like Doflamingo and like Fujitora. That one was a
Yeah.
cool one.
That was cool. I didn't think he died at that point, but there's other moments where I was like, oh no, he actually may die. I don't get it. I could have sworn he's fine. What's going
yeah.
on?
Did you like all the fights with Doflamingo in it? There was Doflamingo versus Sanji. There's Law versus Doflamingo most of the time. We won't get into that. Like, there's Luffy versus Doflamingo. He's like the type of villain that's like hardcore. Like, he's to the max a villain.
Yeah. He is a villain, like
Yeah.
the epitome of a villain. And I think what was cool with like him in that, with the fights at least, every time it starts revealing a bit more and more of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was cool. I was like, okay. It's not just up off the bat like, okay, let's just reveal everything. It was like a gradual reveal of his skill set.
I mean, we get back his backstory, and we get Law's backstory as well.
Yeah, because the reveal when they said he was a what is it called? The Celestial Dragon.
Uh-huh.
I was just like, how? What? That makes more sense. I think I reacted to it. I was like, this makes sense, but oh my god, wait, hold up. I guess that's fine. Wait, oh god. Wait.
I can just see you reading and be like, oh no, what's going on? What's happening?
No, it was a continual like, okay, I need to know what's next.
Yeah. I think Doflamingo's backstory is really interesting because it ties of Law. So if you always notice their dialogue, it's like, oh, you used to work for me, or like, oh, it's been like 13 years. Or like it's like in the past knowledge.
And there's one part that I was kind of like, okay, that's kind of bad writing. And it was a very small detail, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, so the people that actually left Dressrosa was Sanji, Chopper, Brooks, like Nami.
And Momo.
They went,
right.
Yeah. And Momo and like Caesar, because they actually like got Caesar on the boat with Sanji. So they're going to Zhao, which is the next area.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, we'll meet you there. So they're like fully separated now. Fully.
Yeah, okay, if that's what you mean by like the first time where they leave separately, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was confused when you said like, oh, they just split up. I was just like, oh, what?
Oh no, like actually like leave the island.
See, that's what I meant, people, when I said she's kind of early, because she was still talking about how they left and got on the island. Okay, anyway.
But then, it's fine.
No, I did not. I obviously did not.
Here's one fight that I'm really curious about.
Okay.
At some point, Usopp had to fight.
At some point, Usopp also became a god.
At some point, Usopp had to fight.
Because at this point, as this all is happening, and this is why I kept saying jumping, because you are only focusing on this line. At the other time, Luffy's also doing the fighting, because that's how all the guys that are getting caught or they're losing, they're getting taken to like that prisoner, right?
Yeah.
Because then all the losers are all of a sudden they're like, oh,
they're all some toys, or like they got dropped into this like area.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to get fixed. But yeah, you're right. Because at this point, Luffy was one of the 4 finalists.
This is also why I kind of wanted to see how you go, because I felt like this was the most like.
This is the most chaotic part.
While this line is happening, this is also happening.
Well, there's like 3 lines.
There's 3. Yes, there's. I can think of the 3 points of stories that are happening at the same exact time,
and then
which is why
it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What?
Franky's like fighting someone too.
They're having the manliest fight. Okay, it's fine. It's understandable.
Yeah.
True men. All right.
Yeah. But I mean, if you've read Dressrosa, you know how chaotic this is. So it's just a lot of like back and forth.
It is all chaos. Yes.
No. Yeah.
But.
No, Usopp. Back to Usopp, because this man had to fight.
He had to fight.
And you knew it.
No. And he lied so hard that the little
Oh yeah, the Tontadas, yeah.
Tontadas were like, he's our Lord and Savior. He is our savior, essentially. He's our hero.
Robin just stayed silent. She was like, I'm gonna let this man.
What a bro.
Do whatever. But yeah, Usopp's been lying as usual.
And that moment of he's our he's our hero, it really came to fruition where he had to fight. He
sure did. Against Sugar. That had to be the memeiest panel like ever.
Because she was ready to wreck shop, Because it's just this little girl, right? And you're like, oh, but
Yeah.
she's terrifying because she turns people into toys.
Into
Like,
toys, yeah.
oh no, because she already turned Robin into one,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Usopp's like, okay, I have to take her on, but then all of a sudden, I think he did something. He just like looked at her in a certain way where he freaked her out.
Yeah.
Because she was ready to like take on everyone.
He
right?
he basically like jump scared her with his
Yep.
face, and then
Yep.
like that made her like faint.
Because they were trying to put her to sleep or make her like
Yeah.
pass out.
Yeah.
And that's all that. And it finally just got to the point where it was like, oh, jump scare got her. Not just jump scare, but Usopp jump scared
Yeah.
her.
God, Usopp.
God, Usopp. My bad.
But yeah, once she was knocked out, I think all the toys went back to humans.
Yep.
As that was going on, Zoro is fighting this stone guy named Pico.
Yes. Yes.
That was really cool.
With a high pitched voice too.
Yes.
I was like, okay, this is the moment I need to see the anime too.
Let's talk about Franky, because he had a fight, and I know it was the manliest fight. Franky versus Senor Pink. Did you like his backstory?
I didn't expect his backstory to be so depressing.
What?
At first I said, why is this man dressed like a baby? And then you start learning, that's a good guy. He's such a good guy.
If Senor Pink wasn't on Doflamingo's crew, I think him and Franky would have been part of the boys.
With the boys.
The crew with the boys. But that one was a really cool fight. I think that was kind of like one of like the first times where you kind of see Franky go all cyborg and crazy.
Yeah,
sort of.
I guess sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, he kind of
but
pulled all of his moves, I guess, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was the manliest fight, the pervious fight.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Franky was like, "You perv." Senior Pink's like, "Look who's talking." They were both kind of not dressed appropriately.
But then like Franky does like his the nipple move.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
The nipple move.
What a guy.
What a guy. Oh my goodness. What else do we have to talk about? Can we talk about how Doflamingo 10 years ago just took over Dressrosa?
Yeah. And how Elizabeth is actually just they start revealing she's the descendant of the gladiator that won it all, who is also whose wife was the king's daughter, and so Rebecca's actually royalty. Like there's just so much.
There was royalty, there was I think especially when the former king, what was his name? Riku? Yeah, Riku. Yeah. Like he was kind of like, I think that point where Doflamingo was taking over his body, that was really sad. Yeah,
and well, it also revealed that the king was also participating in the gladiator fight as well.
Yeah. Which is really cool.
That was cool. But yeah, it was sad how like everyone just thinks that he's the Mad King.
Yeah.
When he wasn't.
He wasn't. But yeah, actually, and then funny enough, Luffy had to leave the Coliseum.
Because he was trying to deal with Doflamingo, was he not?
Yeah.
But someone took his place?
Okay,
can we just skip to that? Okay,
let's list it.
When they revealed that it was Sabo.
Were you surprised?
No, I already knew about it.
You already knew about it?
I just didn't know when it would happen. I knew out of context that he came back. But I didn't know, one, how he got the flame fruit. Okay, that's answered. What has he been doing? Okay, now we know.
That's answered.
Like, there's just that. It was still information overload where I was just like, oh, that was him. Oh, what the heck?
But they reunited the brothers.
And it was so sad because it was like one of those like, Luffy and Ace have just been together this entire time, and yet, which I thought was kind of weird. And oh no, they explained that he lost his memory. That's what it was.
Yes. Yeah. Up until Ace's death, and then he saw the newspaper, and
that's what
I think
it was.
That triggered like everything. Coming back.
Sorry. So that's what I thought was weird at the time. I was like, well, why didn't he come and see his brothers? Oh.
Well, he didn't remember.
He didn't remember any of them.
Yeah.
So. And it just so happened he was with the revolutionaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was working with Luffy's dad? And it's just like, what's going on?
What's going on?
And and then some revolutionaries also fought in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the tournament. I was just like, oh, or that one old dude, I think for sure.
Yeah, the fish man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That basically a lot of shit happened in this arc. Just a lot.
A lot of reveals.
But I think that reunion was really bittersweet for Luffy.
Yeah.
And I love how Sabo's like asking for permission to eat the flame fruit.
Yeah, and it's funny.
He's like, may I eat this?
Luffy doesn't care. He just wanted to make sure he got it, I guess. Right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Luffy wanted to get it so like no one else could have it, but since Sabo came in saving, Luffy, it was great.
Yeah. So it's actually cool. Like he got Ace's powers essentially.
Yeah, it's like a full circle for Luffy, I think.
And they were because they were friends first too. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was nice to see. Emotional.
Insert Luffy's gif of like him freaking out.
Yes.
In the suit of armor. I've seen that so many times, but I didn't know the context.
Now you do.
Now I do.
I just love how Luffy's like, no one calls me. He's like, no one knows. I'm Lucy.
I'm Lucy. What do you mean?
But that was depressing. You know what else was depressing? Law's backstory. That was right after the.
Yep, it was. Oh my god.
But I think your wife was kind of like prepping you up for like Law's backstory a little bit.
No.
Really?
She didn't tell me anything.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did she? What? No.
Because I felt like she was kind of like, oh, keep going.
That's it. She just said.
Okay.
She just said, keep going. You'll see.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Law's back. I just saw Law's backstory, and all I said was, "Oh, I've come here." She's like, "Yep,
it's good."
And oh my god, it was really sad
because he basically met Corazon, who is Doflamingo's brother.
Yeah,
but also he's not a pirate.
Nope.
But he's part of the Navy crew.
Part of the Navy, like. That was
everything's connecting.
Everyone is connected. It doesn't matter. Everyone is connected.
It doesn't matter.
Which I thought they did a really good job of making him seem like he's a heartless dude and everything, or just like very mute. And the entire time he's like, "Oh no, I can talk. I just don't." I was like, "What?
Don't want to."
What? Because he's undercover, so it's just kind of like. And I think it was I didn't grasp that he was gone for so long.
Oh yeah,
because of the Navy, he was just gone, right?
Yeah, so. He was just gone. I mean, he basically tried to save Law, Korra, which is really really sad, because Law had this like life or death disease basically as a kid,
which happened only because of the place that he was at, or like he was born at.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's also messed up.
Yeah. Which kind of connects back to Law present. Because all of his tattoos, I don't know if you've noticed that they're like heart-shaped and like...
I didn't notice until they revealed. And I was like, oh, that's why. And then that's why his crew's called the Heart Pirates, I guess.
Yeah, the Heart Pirates. Yeah.
It's really sad. I was like, oh god, everything's connected.
So sad. But also you got to figure out that Law's devil fruit is also super OP. Because it was revealed that if he uses it to its like full potential, it gives someone like eternal life, basically.
Yeah.
But then he dies.
But he would die. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
It's like obviously he just can't do it. It's like his life for eternal life.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, it was
crazy
really sad.
stuff. I was like so ready for you to get there. I was like, I'm waiting. Please get here.
You've learned that Corazon is like the most like wholesome, like good dude, and you also learn that Doflamingo is just actually evil, like born evil,
like actually
a shit kid.
Even as a kid, he was a menace.
Yeah.
He had glasses
Like, he
as
was
a
just-
kid, too.
He was just born that way. And it was like one of those, like, his parents left. They wanted to leave
Yeah.
for some reason. I mean, I get it. I get what they're trying to do. Like, they're trying to be like the really nice, I guess, try to help people.
Help people, yeah.
Yeah. But that didn't work out.
No, it sure didn't. So that's why, like, I guess reading throughout this, Law is basically like wanting revenge, for Coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was interesting though because Zoro even caught on to it way before Luffy did. Zoro's like, "Are you sure you're here for the right reasons? Like, what are you doing?"
So, like when Zoro catches something, he catches something.
Yeah,
he's on it.
He's on it like a hawk.
I never expect Luffy to catch on anything, but when he does, I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice.
When he does, yeah, it's crazy. What else am I missing? Oh, the Tonturas, they have a princess.
Mm-hmm.
She's cute, Manchuri.
She's just locked up.
She's just locked up because she has the heal fruit.
Yes. Yeah.
Healing everyone all the bad people, basically. That's why she was locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Unexpected.
See, they just kept dropping things left and right, and I was just like, this is a lot to process.
In 101 chapters.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, oh yeah, Rebecca's backstory is really sad. I don't think we fully went into that one.
I think it was Soldier's backstory that was more depressing.
Or Soldier's backstory, yeah.
Yeah. Rebecca's was just revealed that she was that, but yeah, I think Soldier's backstory was like pretty, because they delve into his relationship with King Riku and all of that, right? And then the princess at the time. So. And
it just sucks that he got turned into like a toy, like right after Rebecca's mom died. So like she didn't even remember, or no, not right after. Before. But I mean, it sucks because they forgot about him.
Yeah.
So I think it was like it was kind of cool to see Rebecca remember again, but also really sad. Because it's been like a decade.
Yeah.
And he's been like protecting her.
It's so sad. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, there's one character that I don't think we've talked about yet, but his name is Cabbage. I mean...
Cavendish.
Cabbage.
Also has a hate boner for Luffy, but because this man is so...
He's like... He
such
wants
a
to be in
narcissist.
the spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hate boner is a great way to say that Luffy accidentally takes over.
Everyone in the tournament, anyone that knew Luffy, also like the real ones had a hate boner for him, and it's over like just him being him, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Isn't that funny? Because Luffy's like, "No, I'm Lucy. I don't know what you mean."
What are you talking about?
But yeah, that was really cool. I think him saving like Robin and Usopp, because he kind of like fought Sugar for a little bit.
Yeah, and his
really
power is
cool.
interesting because it's like he goes to sleep and then essentially has the alternative personality take over.
Yeah,
unexpected,
which is crazy. I feel like a lot of these fruits are OP. But since they're not part of Straw Hat Crews, obviously they can't be that OP.
Yeah, not allowed to be.
Did you like the big fight? Was Luffy versus Doflamingo, but before we even get there, where you stopped at was really interesting.
I thought it was a good pausing point.
No, it was a good pausing point. But I think you talked about how, like, towards, like, the end half of this, there's some, like, staircase situations.
So they're all trying to get the Doflamingo, right? Like, everyone's trying to take him out. Because at this point, we've also haven't addressed the fact that they're doing this because Doflamingo said, screw y'all, I'm going to have everyone go to the cage.
Bird cage.
Yeah. And you got to kill me or kill these guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he put a hit. Out.
He was basically like, he put a bounty on Luffy, like the Straw Hat crew is mostly Luffy.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, get them, or kill me." And then this bird cage,
because
is like from his powers, like,
because
kind of like crunches in
mm-hmm.
to the town.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because
So
at this
the
point,
staircase.
well, I was gonna say
your
at
issue.
that point, everyone already didn't like him, so he had to put up the bird cage. He's all right. I have nothing to lose.
I have nothing else.
And yeah, I'd say the staircase. I say staircase because that's the easiest thing to say. It's just all the paths they took just to get to Doflamingo.
Yeah.
Was essentially just going up, and it just felt that part.
It was different levels.
Yeah.
Basically,
because they had to fight each
a
person kind of deal.
Yeah.
There's like
from Doflamingo's crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just felt like it was very, and you see a lot of development, like character relationships build up. Like you see the old marine, like the marine dude.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name all of a sudden. The samurai one.
Oh, Fujitora.
And like they all you see them interact with a lot of people. So I got that. It just felt very dragged out because it has to jump between different perspectives of where they're going and how they're getting there.
Yeah.
Actually, to that point is when Zoro started fighting.
Continued his fight with Pico.
Yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
Or maybe I guess that's what it was. But
that was probably the longest fight.
But
I feel like it was stretched out.
Ever,
it was one of
though.
the coolest. Yeah.
Like, I think this was also like, if Fishman Island was just to showcase their growth, this is like showcasing their top growth or top point of where they're at right now. Because Zoro just cut that dude in half.
Cut that man. Well, which is really cool because it's kind of a callback to when Zoro was fighting in Alabasta with that stone guy as well.
Yep.
And he didn't beat him.
Yep.
That first round, so it's like a full circle for Zoro. Because he can cut anything down now.
I didn't realize he infused hockey into his sword.
Yeah.
And because someone mentioned that they're like, oh, he can use hockey too. I'm like,
yeah.
What?
Where?
Oh. But yeah, I stopped right because I kept reading and I felt like, okay, this is kind of a drag. Yeah, that's cool. Let's jump here. Let's jump there. And I stopped right because at this point, Law is also locked, right?
Yeah.
With the sea prism.
The sea prism.
I forget what they call it.
Cuffs,
yeah.
Yeah.
And they had to get the key out. Again, there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
But I stopped right when they unlocked his cuffs. I'm sure for any normal person, they would be, all right, it's time to keep going. I was like, oh, this is a good spot.
Yeah, this is a good spot
take a break.
To stop. Take a break.
Yeah.
So basically, you just watch Luffy manhandle Law for a little bit and just decide to stop.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it does.
But I think one of the final fights was like Law and Luffy versus Doflamingo.
Yeah.
You can kind of see like the revenge part for Law, but he was losing like so much.
Yep. And then they reveal
too much.
Gear 4.
Yes. Did you like that?
It was cool.
Or do you have it? Okay.
It was funny because I'm like, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what gear it was, honestly, so I just kind of rolled with it.
Okay.
Because, I thought that was like 3 or something, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize
like
gear 3
version.
was essentially just like doing a big fist dealio. So that was cool to see because he was using armament, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
He's covering like himself.
Yeah.
We have Gear 4. But it's been a while since he's actually like leveled up, I think, in a sense.
Yeah, it's like they finally revealed that he needs it, which is crazy to think at times because, again, I think Fishman Island was like right off the bat, right after time skip.
Oh, yeah.
That would probably have been like the stereotypical time to reveal new gear, but he did not.
He did not.
He did not need to.
Do you like that?
I love it because that really just
that?
shows like he doesn't need to. I think it's like it's impactful in that he didn't feel like he needed to use it at that point, even though the ship was about to break. He's like, "No, I'm okay. I don't need to use it."
Yeah.
I know some people may like, well, he could have just used it there. I'm like, yeah, but this is still cool. I think this was the fight and the right warlord, right villain to use to reveal it.
Gear 4, yeah. It was really cool because, I mean, Bellamy versus Luffy, that was kind of a full circle too again. Yep. I started feeling really bad for Bellamy because I'm like, my guy, you just gotta give up.
Stockholm syndrome much?
Yeah.
The man still idolized him. I thought that was the weirdest thing.
No,
was
wasn't that weird?
Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you was, what was the bad writing? If we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, we did. Okay, so my gripe, and maybe I may have misread this. When it was in the last arc with Punk Hazard, Law met that one dude that was working under Doflamingo, but also the Marines, right? He's the mole.
Yes.
It made it seem like he had like this whole history and everything. But then they reveal that guy was the mole, and because he was supposed to give a note from Corazon to the Marines, but it ended up giving to him, so then I messed up everything, right?
Yes.
He's a kid, so I guess they made it seem like he may have been in the time in between when he was like just got his powers to now. But they made it seem like he always had to deal with that guy in like a abusive capacity. Because he made it seem like he got triggered, right? In Punk Hazard. But then I guess it didn't feel like he just met him at that point. So I don't know if he can, because it seems like he didn't continue to work with Doflamingo after that point with Corazon.
I guess
after Corazon dies, I don't think he stays under Doflamingo, right?
No, yeah.
So that's where I was like, wait, so that means he never really had like a history to where he would have PTSD with that guy.
I guess it just wasn't like fully shown.
Yeah, maybe. That's why I just thought it was a weird connection. I was like, okay, well, that kind of...
Yeah.
Comment down below. Maybe I misread that or misremembered something, but the impact it made it seem like was like, oh, you've always never could beat me back then.
Yeah.
When he talked to that Marine dude in Punk Hazard. Or Marine. I always forget his name.
Yeah. A Virgo,
yes.
Yeah.
But now, then when you see the past, you're like, oh, well, he didn't know him until... Because he was undercover the entire time.
Yeah.
He was already undercover, so...
I see where you're coming from.
That's why I thought the connection was weak. After all these crazy connections, I was like, that was the one that I'm like,
that was probably the one where it's the weaker one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, weaker tieback. Yeah, it was a weaker tieback.
Yeah. I'm not remembering it. But I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. I'm just saying, in Punk Hazard, if you read that whole fight and sequence, it almost seemed like Law was traumatized by that guy. It seemed
but I think he's more traumatized by Doflamingo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's weird.
Yeah.
That's why it's super weird.
Maybe it's kind of like an off-scene situation or off...
Timing-wise, it didn't make sense when I read it,
Yeah.
though. I was like, how could it be an off scene if at this point he probably isn't working with them anymore? Because he's like, because he's like, oh, Doflamingo just killed Corazon. Screw this guy.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
And he left as a kid.
So that's why I'm like, timing wise, that doesn't make sense either then.
Yeah.
Because that guy was already undercover.
We'll see.
Yeah. I may reread that too. Maybe I'm gonna reread. Maybe I misread it. But
I'm gonna reread that. But yeah. Gear 4, the Bound Man.
Where were we?
Where were we? I mean, Luffy versus Doflamingo, it happened several times over and over again.
And again, his power just kept getting worse.
Kept
getting stronger. So this guy's crazy.
Stronger. I mean, Doflamingo's fast.
Yep.
Like, super fast. Did you feel like it was really cool to see the Navy, pirates, and all the people in the town try to stop the birdcage?
Yeah.
Because Luffy was like, or not Luffy, Zoro was like, I need help.
I'm gonna push this away, but I do need help on this.
Yeah. But I need help somehow.
Yeah. No, that was cool.
That was cool. Did you, I know that you were gonna know that Luffy was gonna beat Doflamingo, but did you like how it ended?
Yeah, I'd
With
say
Doflamingo?
yeah. It was pretty satisfying, I'd say.
Yeah, because I think he's probably one of the most villainous person up to date.
Yeah. At
For
this
you.
point,
Yeah.
he was the most villain. Yeah,
Yeah.
like absolutely most villain.
Let's see here. I mean, I know you dropped a panel in for us, but there was a little talk about Kaido. What's gonna happen with Kaido? Big Mama?
Oh, okay.
All
Yeah.
that
So,
stuff?
yeah, at that point, that's Doflamingo's like wrecked, right? And then they wake up. They pan over to the three of the what it was like. I forgot what they're called. All of a sudden, the terrible generation.
Empress?
No.
Oh, worst generation.
Worst generation.
Yeah.
But it was like three of them had an alliance,
Mm-hmm.
but they're taking on Kaido accidentally.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
basically.
This was the other part I got really confused because they were telling the story of like how Kaido is this strong and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but then you see in the background of someone like jumping off of something, and I was like, wait, is that happening in present day? Because then did he just try to off himself?
Perhaps.
I was so confused. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But that was the first reveal of Kaido. I was like, oh my god, this guy's terrifying. Yeah. Okay, all right.
He's big too.
He is big.
If you thought Doflamingo was like this lanky guy, like
understatement.
Kaido.
Big.
Kaido's big. But yeah, and then like obviously it's now post fight. There's obviously going to be a party. The Navy obviously has to come in and clean this up.
Yep. But
what's really funny was that Sengoku came back, but he's retired now.
Yep, just white-haired, chill.
Acting just like Garp.
Acting just like Garp. And he kept giving Garp shit. So I was like, damn.
Wasn't that funny?
I was like, full circle.
Full circle there. But I mean, Sengoku and Law talked. Because they had like a connection there with Corazon.
Yeah, well, because Corazon worked under Sengoku. Which I was like, that's a crazy connection. Oh my gosh.
That's a crazy connection. Rebecca finding out that Toy Soldier is her dad. Officially. Officially. That was cool. Am I missing anything else?
Fujitora fights Luffy. He tries to, but he literally just waited and they did like a dice roll every day or something.
Yeah.
And then finally when it hit, it's like, all right, time to take him.
It's time to take him on.
What? And then Doflamingo got brought down to Impel Down.
Yes.
Everyone's Luffy has
Oh yes, Luffy
the big one. To me, this is the big thing where I was like, how does this work? Luffy has a whole fleet now. Like, legitimately a fleet. And it was the guys that he helped with.
Yeah.
I was like...
A big fleet. He doesn't even want it.
No. They're like, oh, we're all going to drink out of our son's cups and you're going to drink the father cup. I don't want that. It's like... essentially, it's just the freed up part of it. Which I was like, oh, that's so cool. He's like, I don't want to be the boss. Want it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be the boss, but he wants to be king of the pirates. And you're like, what? Everyone. What?
I love how after that, Zoro's like, I'll drink out of this for you. But yeah, that was really cool. We kind of see, I think there was one part where we see Sanji's new poster.
Yeah, everyone got their because they all woke up. Everyone got their wanted posters updated, right?
Yeah. Sanji's was interesting, wasn't it?
Only said only alive.
Only alive.
What could that mean?
What could that possibly be? But also Sabo met up with the crew.
Yeah.
For one last time. Didn't wake up Luffy though.
Nope. Per usual.
One fun fact is that Zoro's the only one that's seen both brothers and talked to them.
Wait, really?
Robin didn't truly meet Ace, nor did Franky. Usopp was sleeping. Luffy was sleeping. Zoro was the only one awake that saw, like, Sabo.
Oh, that's right, because the other people are not there.
No one else is there, yeah.
That's right. You're right. Oh, that is sad.
Isn't that sad?
That's actually really sad. Holy shit. Yeah, because they wouldn't really know Ace. Yeah.
No. But I mean, Robin only knows Sabo because she kind of trained under the Revolutionary Army.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Robin was like, really? Brothers?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They finally, I will say they finally clarified all that. They're like sworn brothers. So that's like, something that they didn't really, because with Luffy and Ace, they just didn't say it because that was such a good bait.
Yeah, it was.
And then you're like, oh, they're not actually brothers. They're just sworn
but
brothers.
Luffy has always, with Ace, Luffy was like, oh yeah, he's not really my brother.
Yeah.
Especially in like Marineford. He was like, yeah, he's not really
at
my
that
brother.
point. No, at that point he says it a lot.
Yeah.
But prior, he's just like, my brother.
Crazy connections. Straw Hat, Grand Fleet happening here. Oh, man. But yeah.
So much happened. This episode already an hour. I told her straight up, we should split this in half. And she's like, no.
No. But then, fate happened and then it did get split in half.
Technical difficulties.
The technical difficulties. I don't think I missed anything.
And if you did, comment down below because my god, this is a lot. Can you also? We're gonna end off with just saying Barto's club or Barto's ship is the Going Luffy senpai.
Listen, he's a super fan, huge fan.
It's more Luffy ship than Luffy's own ship.
Own ship, yeah.
I thought that was so funny. I was like, damn.
Yeah. But yeah. Do you have anything else? Dressrosa was a lot.
It was a lot.
I know you.
It was good. It was fun.
Gotten there watching it yet, but once you get there.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was really good.
It was a lot. This is the chaotic.
But it was
episode.
fun. I was like, damn,
this was fun.
This is so much. They revealed so much and sad. Absolutely a field trip.
Because you think toys would be so uplifting.
You think it's all about love, but it's not.
And passion. But it is about passion.
But it is.
Yeah. But yeah, these dark themes just keep coming in. You thought toys were going to be happy. You thought wrong.
I actually just didn't realize that it was going to be toy related when I read this.
Oh my god.
I'm sure they said it somewhere and I just glossed over it. I'm like, that's cool. All right. Let's get to Dressrosa.
Yeah, I am pretty sure they said it at the beginning.
I'm pretty sure. And I just glossed over it really hard. But that's nice.
Okay. It's fine.
That's sussy.
It's sussy. But yeah, Harrison was right. Should have split this, but it's okay. It's just one episode.
Say it one more time. Oh, that's okay. This is recorded.
Nope, sorry.
Doesn't matter. It's recorded.
He's going to edit this and be like, repeat on repeat.
Done.
But I don't have anything else. You don't have anything else. I'm just going to close it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, Facebook, Threads, at NgoVo Convo, NgoVo Convo. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We're heading into November, end of the year stuff. Lots of stuff coming out, sort of, maybe.
We're going speed running with all our recordings soon.
With all our recordings.
Since it's the holiday soon.
It's the holiday season.
Oh, God.
But yeah, let us know how we're doing. What do you want to see next? And we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.